Items. Item rain. Items. You love them, we make them, but how did they come to be? They all have to be planned, so in the faraway land of 2021. In a faraway land of 2021, we gathered images of like around 100 different interior design styles, put them around in a mind map, sorted them, gave them keywords, and out of those keywords, we saw that some things are emerging, and those things were the axis of coziness, and the axis of time, and style, which is actually time as well, and the money axis and the details axis. And what did they really represent? Well, for example, we have the coziness axis, and if it will show up here right now, you will see that you have stuff that is very cozy on the very, very cozy side, and stuff that just makes you have a little shiver of, ooh, that's so cold. Something like severe, austere. Not sure what I named it in the end. Names are really hard. Or we have some other axes, like the time axis, which will have stuff from little retro items to something more modern to something kind of futuristic, and you know, where you have these axes and you see that there are kind of groups emerging. So we tried to make a pretty diverse table of all the axes and just group styles that we know exist into these things we now called companies. So there are 8 main furniture companies in House Flipper 2, and one of them, let's say, is Homefort. Homefort is like the basics of the basics. So for Homefort we have its name, of course, coming from home, comfort, and like your home is your fort. Homefort also has a logo, a bunch of reference photos, and some designer tips on words to Google, as well as tips for our 3D artists on how they should differ from other types of furniture. For example, Cozy Rosie will have these ornate carved details, which are carved details carved in wood. Futuro will have these really sleek, modern lines, something that's kind of luxurious and something that kind of you could find on a spaceship if you really tried and it was a fancy spaceship. We have a pretty diverse bunch of companies right now. Some styles emerge because of style variety, and others fit our gameplay needs much more. Each style, now called a company, have their own logo, the list of references, stuff like that. So we had that, but now we would have to come up with what items we are actually gonna make for these companies. And that's where rooms comes in. Rooms are basically a list of items in each room that have to get made. For example, in the bedroom we have a full-size bed, a single bed, most of the time bunk beds, a nightstand, a dresser, a wardrobe. So, you know, we use these rooms to make, for example, tasks for our 3D artists. Rooms, other than keeping things the same and consistent between companies, also help us make sure that we're not forgetting anything important, because it would be really silly if we made a bunch of bunk beds but nothing to fit them. Or like a desk and no desk chair. Lost an HGTV. Yeah. Now, we have these companies, we have these rooms, and we know, oh my god, there's so many items that we still have to make. And of course, we don't have an infinite amount of time. Like, we would love to have an infinite amount of time with House Flipper 2, but the game has to get made. And some things are more important than others. So the things that got prioritized were the companies that we needed for filling out the homes or making the damaged homes look like they were, you know, lived in once 50 years ago. Also, there's items that aren't furniture, right? Like air conditioning or lore items or plants. Like plants don't belong to any company. They need to get made anyway, so the houses don't look empty. So, it's a question of picking and choosing what can be the most useful for us and later for the players. For you guys. So let's switch over to the store for a bit. We put a lot of effort into the store, into making sure that it's easy to navigate, as easy as it can be to navigate, 2,000 items, and customize them in every way we made possible, which is a lot. If you know what you're doing, or if you know what you're searching for, you're really familiar with the store, you just know how to navigate it in a way that's super fast, and it's really comfortable to use. Now put me in a small window in the corner, please. Thank you. Let's switch over for a moment to the store itself. It's kind of my baby and I want to show it off. Let's imagine I want to decorate a house that's for this character. She's called Emily. She has some stuff there already, but we want to make it feel more like her and more comfy. She's got the sofa and I like it pretty much. It comes from Scotty, so I'm just gonna click on Scotty and we can see all the articles that we have from Scotty actually. I like this accent table. I think it fits. So we're gonna put that beside the sofa because it looked kind of empty before. We're gonna look for a carpet to put under there. As you can see, there's a lot of different shapes and sizes. There's this vase that I don't really think the color fits right, so we're gonna change it to the same color as the carpet. You can just click on a wall with the copy style tool, hold it down, and it opens the exact same surface in the shop, which is really helpful if you mess up a little bit while tiling or painting, or you just want to get the same surface finish that you had before. Okay, so Emily has a plant pot that I pretty much like already, but we're gonna go to the store and search for other similar ones. So you can just click on series name, which is Thomaston, and there are other plant pots from the same series, which will look the same but be a different size. You can choose the preset and then copy the style from the plant pots that we had before. We're gonna choose a flower for our little plant pot from the many flowers that we have, and gonna put it on a shelf that's above my head, because you can place stuff on shelves above you through the bottom of the shelf. Okay, looking for some more decorations for our little shelf. We're just scrolling through everything the shop has to offer. Okay, so now we're gonna change that carpet we had to something a little bit different, because this color is really bright. It doesn't fit that gray we had before that much. Yeah, and as you can see, there's a lot of choice with all the colors we have, all the materials, because materials have different settings like smoothness. Emily also has a pretty empty kitchen island for which we can choose a bar stool, and I think we're gonna go with one of the Scotty ones, but I'm not sure which preset yet. Maybe none of the presets, so I'm just gonna pick a few and see which one feels it fits the best. Yeah, I think I like the gray one best, so I'm just gonna copy and paste that on the other ones. Yeah, and if I wanted to change it to another bar stool, I can just, search it in the taskbar, or just click on bar stool and that searches for bar stools, or click on the series name and that searches for other stuff in that series, which is really helpful when you're looking for something in a similar style. All the clutter in House Flipper 2 really helps with making the houses feel alive. This is something you guys really asked for in House Flipper 1 as well. I know that the Steam Workshop really helps with that, but the more clutter items like cookies or notebooks, pens, post-it notes, milk cartons, stuff like that, just makes the houses feel like someone actually lives there. And here you can see in the store there's some filters as well to filter by the item tags that I was talking about before. Like this is kind of a severe style, so you know, like not very cozy. Here's a high-end filter. This is for how expensive stuff is. Like this 1,600 fish. They are very detailed. We also have some other tags like retro or traditional, and you can filter by more or than one tag, you know. And if you want to have like a cohesive style or discover some items that you might have not really thought about before, filters are a pretty good way to do that. Talking some more about item presets, which you saw in the gameplay, each company has their own set of around 8 item presets. It was really important for us that you're able to mix and match presets within the company as well as with other companies, with other presets in the other companies. This goal was made possible by 3 things. Number 1, no, that was really awkward and I hate myself. So we have 4 color palettes: drab, faded, rich, and pure. And each of these color palettes has a little bit less gray in it. So like drab has really a lot of gray, and then there's, you know, faded, rich, and pure, which is the most pure colors that we are able to put in the game without making them look bad. Because, you know, when we give you a color palette, we have to make sure that every color that you use on your own will look good in the game. We, as designers, have a responsibility to make every color that we put in the palette look good on everything. So it can't be too dark and it can't be too light. Because if you go any darker or any lighter, the way that light works with the materials and the colors, it just goes all funky and they just don't look good. Thanks to these 4 color palettes, which are exactly the same for every single company, thanks to them, you can mix and match colors between any item preset in the game, or you can pick and choose items from every single company, and they will all match because they are all in the same hues. Number 2, in serving that goal of copying from one company to the other company is copying using the copy style tool. Thanks to the copy style tool and code names, you can copy things from like a chair to a table to a bed pretty effortlessly. Yeah, so thanks to the copy style tool, you just click, click, and it's there. It just works. Number 3. The biggest thing here, the preset taxonomy. Which basically just means a way of making a system for presets so that they are more or less consistent. Basically we have columns, colorful, light, medium, and dark, and rows, which are warm, neutral, and cool. And in each of these rows and each of these columns, there have to be at least 2 presets in every company. So in Cozy Rosy we'll have 2 light presets, and one of them is neutral and the other one is cool. Maybe there's more light presets, maybe there's less, you know, there's 8 of them, we can mix and match. Thanks to this, we have a system which makes the presets different from each other. It keeps them diverse, while at the same time making sure that they will fit the other companies, because every company will have at least 1 light preset. Every company will have at least 1, you know, neutral or warm preset, so you can mix the warm presets between companies, or you can mix the light presets between companies, and it should more or less work. Maybe you're gonna have to change a wood, or maybe you're gonna slightly have to change a color, but all in all, it should mix pretty well. And I know because I've used it. I used it in the gameplay segment. Yeah, and that's basically it for the presets and that goal. Here's some other cool features that we put in since since the demo that we would like to show off. One of them, for example, is opening the copy style tool to copy the surface finish that you have on the floor, and then there's also picking up books and making them stand up, so you can actually have bookshelves with standing books instead of the books all just lying down on the shelf. You can also hang towels on ovens or put toilet paper on a toilet paper roll. So, just the little things. And that's basically it when it comes to items, without going into the gory details of item series naming or how to calculate item prices. If you have any questions about items or other stuff as well, just put them down in the comments below. Maybe someday we'll do a frequently asked questions or a Q&A video, something like that. And see you in the next stream probably. Bye!